Alright, what's up, Fresh Squad? So, you know, on my last video, I did tell y'all that I was going to come back with some motivational, stuff that I tell myself every day to get myself through. Well, when I was young, probably about 14, about 13, 14, I used to be like, as you can say, insecure. I was insecure about who I was, what I wanted to do in life. I was just straight up insecure. I played football and all of that stuff, but it didn't matter. Like, I just had insecurities about myself because, I just always thought less of myself. I was shorter than everybody else. I didn't have my growth spurt till late. When I was young, my family and them, they used to make fun of me because I was like, I didn't read fast like everybody else. Like, I used to read real slow. Like, I used to be like, and the mountain is over, stuff like that. So I got to a point to where I started realizing that all the people with confidence, they had a lot more going for themselves, pretty much. And I said, I want to do that. I want to have things going for myself. I want to have, fun and friends and, not constantly walking down the street, my head down and, stuff like that. So I went in the mirror and I started telling myself just a simple, you the shit. Every day before I left the house, when I would get ready, brush my teeth, whatever, you the shit, you the shit, you the shit. And around that time, Nas had came out with like Illmatic, and I used to listen to that too a lot, and it was just motivation just to get up and go every day. And then when I would get home, I would look in the mirror and be like, you the shit. And eventually I started believing it. Eventually I never really got to that arrogant point to whereas I felt like I was better than everybody else. I just ended up getting confidence enough to be able to go up to a female and talk to her and say, hey, how you doing? What's your name? And stuff like that. And just, have that thing, that X factor that everybody else had. So I used to tell myself every day, you the shit. And like I said, I started believing it. But as I got older, insecurity settled in other ways. And because you don't have the things that everybody else have, the nice cars, the big houses, the new clothes, and I've always traveled a lot, so I always had to pack light and lost a lot of stuff in my travels. So I had to figure out new ways, and what I did was I gathered all of the things that was negative from my past and I used them as motivation. See, a lot of people can sit up here and talk about motivation this and motivation that, motivation this. Well, if you have nothing to build motivation on, then you don't have any motivation. See, I took my past, all of my downfalls, all of my mess ups and everything, and said, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to make that same mistake. And sometimes along this journey of life, we make those same mistakes. We have those same mess ups again and again and again and again and again. But it's up to you to bring a stop to that. Eventually, you're going to stop. Eventually, if you really want to stop, but it's up to you to stop. No one else can make that stop for you. Nobody else can make that change for you. There's not that one person that's going to come into your life and be like, voila, all your bullshit is gone. There's no one person that's going to come around and be like, oh, you're better. No, it's not going to happen. You are that person. You got to look inside of yourself and stop clouding your judgment with all of the bullshit and listen to your conscience. Your conscience will always tell you what you need to hear. Your conscience will always tell you what you need to know. As a society, we put our conscience to the side because society now tells us that life is about a bunch of bullshit. That's the best way I can put it. Life is about a bunch of bullshit. Straight up. Now is the time to stop living your life in bullshit. Now is the time to pick yourself up. If you wanted, you never too gangster to read a book. You never is too cool to change your life. You never is too down to pick yourself back up. Whatever road you traveling on, there's always a brighter way to go. There's always a better future ahead. There's always something waiting for you. But it's up to you to take those steps. Like these vlogs. You know, this was something that's uplifted for me. Is to vent and get it all out there and put it out there for everybody to see. You know, to let everybody know, you know, I might not touch nobody. I might just touch one person. You know, but at the end of the day, that one person is going to be worth it. That one person, that you, is going to be worth me sitting here and telling you that you deserve better. You deserve better. I deserve better. I short step myself all the time, but I deserve to have a better life. You deserve to have a better life. You deserve to make better choices for yourself. And the choices is right there in front of you. Sometimes they hard choices, sometimes they easy choices. But at the end of the day, you got to make those choices. What are you going to do about your life? The same thing as what I'm going to do about my life. At the end of your life, you have to be able to eventually say that my life sums up to this. There's not one defining moment. My life sums up to everything that I've done to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. You're not going to achieve it all, but at least you can put a dent in it. Just a little dent, not a big one. You'll never achieve everything you want, because as soon as you set all of these goals and you achieve it all, you're still going to have things that come up that you want to achieve now. Oh, I wanted to make $1 million. Okay, I made $1 million. Now, I want to make $2 million. That's fine. Are you willing to put your morals to the side to make that $1 million? Don't do that. Because the same way people make money immorally, there's another way to make money morally. Respect yourself. And I know it's the easy thing to say. That's the hardest thing in life for me and for everybody else to do, is to respect yourself, because everyone out here does not respect themselves. I respect myself enough to sit here and tell y'all the truth and spill my heart out. I respect myself to never lie to nobody. For what? If I'm doing something that I gotta lie about, then I don't need to be doing it. Have morals. Have a backbone. Stand on your own 2 feet. Say, morally, that ain't right. Just because everybody else is doing it, that's not right. I'm not going to do it. And watch how far you get. Don't disrespect other people. No matter what your thoughts, what your values is, no matter what you was taught growing up. Don't disrespect nobody. Because everybody that disrespects people, they all demand respect from other people. So how do you expect to get respect if you're not giving it? Respect is only given to people who deserve it. And I mean, I understand you got bullies and stuff like that out there in the world, but if you respect yourself to a higher standard, those bullies can't touch you. It's only the people who don't respect themselves who bullies try to attack. A bully is insecure. A bully don't know himself. A bully don't respect himself. So a bully can't know somebody else. A bully can't respect nobody else. And if you see somebody getting bullied, you know, I'm not going to sit up here and say that I condone violence, but if you see somebody getting bullied and they not standing up for themselves, go. Help that person. See how good you feel. See how good you feel. At the end of the day, life ain't going to change until you change it. People tell you this stuff online all the time. But I'm going to tell you that I'm a prime example. I wouldn't be where I'm at in my life if it wasn't for me changing it. I went to prison. A lot of people don't know that. But I went to prison. And while I was in there, I self-educated. Because I felt like that I was inadequate when it came to education. I picked me up a encyclopedia. and a dictionary. They used to call me, because I used to do crossword puzzles. That was my trigger of learning, was crossword puzzles. I didn't really want to sit there and just read the dictionary back and forth. I wanted to make it fun for myself. So I picked up the New York Times crossword puzzles, and every time I didn't know what word went in this box, looked at the puzzle, figured out what it, was talking about, and I found it in the dictionary. And, once I learned that word and what it meant and implemented it on paper, then it stuck with me. Supplicate. I've never heard of that word in my life. But supplicate is a way of apologizing for something that you feel bad about, something that you did to somebody else. And now you want to go back to that person and say, I supplicate, I apologize. But at the end of the day, had I not been to prison, I would have never self-educated. I met a guy in prison. I used to sit around and lie all the time. That used to be my thing. I used to sit in prison and I used to tell people, I'm this on the streets, I'm that on the streets, I'm a man on the streets, I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah, 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 blah. Then I used to go around and say, every morning I used to wake up and be like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Well, needless to say, I didn't do none of the stuff that I said I was going to do. I went out and did everything else that I said I wasn't going to do. So my cellmate at the time was an older guy. He had a life sentence. And he said, you know what? I don't have time for your BS no more, youngin'. He said, you ain't nothing but a finna-do ass nigga. You feel me? And I'm like, what the fuck is a finna-do whatever? And he like, you will see. What you gonna do today? And I'm like, oh, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that. He says, you ain't finna do none of that shit. And I said, what? Wait, what? He said, you ain't finna do none of that. He said, so from here on out, I'm not talking to you no more. I said, why? He said, until you start being a man of your word and doing what you say you gonna do, then I ain't talking to you. And I thought he was just playing. He was serious as a heart attack. So when I got back to my cell, he said, what you do today? I said, this, that. He said, so what happened to all the stuff you told me you was going to do? I said, I didn't do it. He said, see, I ain't talking to you. And he didn't talk to me for the rest of the night. The next day came. I got up, said I was going to do all this stuff. He just looked at me and said not a word, just walked off. So this happened for about a good 3 weeks. And it just my conscience just started eating at me. I just started realizing, looking at myself every day, are you really going to do that? So that last week, I just broke down and asked him, I said, so what can I do about this? I don't want to be fake, not only to you, but fake to myself. And he's like, stop saying you're going to do all of this stuff. You put too much on yourself every day. And you can't even achieve one thing. You don't know what today or tomorrow is going to present. Just because we do the same thing in jail every day, that's the guards program. Your program is the things that you do, the things that you want to do. So I said, you're right. I said, so again, what do I do? He said, make one thing that you're going to do. Go do that. And then after you're done doing that, then decide that you're going to do something else. And do that. And then when you come back to me later on, then there might be 1 or 2 things that you didn't do, but you did the majority of things that you told yourself you was going to do. So I did it. I said, all right, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to wash my clothes today. So I went out, put all my clothes in a laundry bag, threw them in the laundry hamper. Then I said, I'm going to go shine my shoes. So I went, bought some turtle wax, shine my shoes. Said, I'm going to go over here. I know I shouldn't do it, but I'm going to go gamble on some cards. Pinochle. And I did that. You know, and I started feeling good about myself. There was no bad feeling in that. When I came back, he said, what'd you do? I said, I did this, 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 this. He said, did you really do all that? I said, yeah, you can go ask anybody. Go ask this dude, that's who I handed my laundry to. Ask that dude, that's where I got the turtle wax from. Ask him, that's who I lost my money to in Pinochle. He said, so how you feel? I said, I feel like a man. He said, so from here on out, when you say you're going to do something, be a man. Because at the end, that's all you got is your word. And if you a man and you can't stand on your own word, then you ain't got nothing. Period. And that was like one of the most pivotal moments in my life, period. To realize that I'm a man. I'm not a boy. You are a woman. You're not a girl. And if you run around doing girl things and you consider yourself a woman, you will never be a woman. Because as human beings, what do we have? Our word. And what do people take our word as? Trust. And what does trust take you? Trust takes you everywhere. A man will never, another man or another businessman will never give you $1 million if he don't believe that he can trust you. Even if he can't trust you, all it takes is the perception of believing that he can trust you. Now, take that perception of believing that he can trust you and do something to where you can really prove that he can trust you. You can get anything you want from someone as long as you have their trust. Now, I'm not saying go out here and make people trust you and take advantage of them. No. I'm saying do things to trust yourself. And everyone else will always trust you. There will always be doubters. There will always be haters. And if you somebody that's hung up on, I don't want to have haters, then, I mean, stay on Facebook, I guess. You know, I got a Facebook, but my life is an open book. Like, people, I see too many times, you guys, where people just sit there and they, oh, I'm doing this crazy shit in real life, but on Facebook, I have a beautiful life and I'm doing everything right, which is a lie. You don't have a beautiful life. You're not doing everything right. So stop perceiving everything to be that way. See, if you be honest with yourself, then the people that you're around and the people that, you know, you socialize with and the people on Facebook, they'll know the truth. People know when you're lying. But to see, when you start lying, then the community that you have are liars. You see that? The community that you have are liars. If you're a liar and I feed into your lies, then that means I'm lying about something myself. Because I believe your lies. We all know what a lie is. We all see it coming. The only people that accept lies are people that are A, blind to it, or people that are B, liars theyself. But someone who is true to theyself, you can't lie to. Someone who isn't a liar theyself, you can't lie to them. Because at the end of the day, they're going to see straight through you. So don't stop lying, you guys. Stop telling falsehoods. Be a man. Be a woman. Stand up for yourself. And for you who have kids, you have to show these kids these morals. Tell your daughters to have standards. Don't go out just messing with the boy because he's cute. Don't go out just messing with a boy because he got money. Don't go out just messing with a boy because he know the right thing to say. When you, as a woman raising your kids, you should raise your kids to say, hey, this boy that you think you like, make him prove to you that he's worth your time. Make him understand that you need to be cherished. Make him understand that you're not just one of these other females that just gonna lay up with him. Make him understand that it's gonna take time, effort, goals, achievements, realness, and love to get you. And men, you know, and women too. Raise your sons to stand up on their own 2 feet. There's too many men out here that was raised to depend on a woman, to buy their clothes, depend on a woman to do all. I did that before. It's not a good feeling on the inside when you can't provide for yourself, when you can't do everything for yourself. But it all comes in the upbringing. It all comes in that. If you got any kind of morals about yourself, then instill the morals in your children. Show them. Kids are so visual nowadays that they see everything that's going on. They hear everything that's going on. Kids 6, 7 years old, they know everything. And it's because of the parents. The parents ain't showing them the right way. And you see the kids that excel. You see them? The ones that's out there getting the good grades, doing what they supposed to do. It's because they had some sort of right example. This stuff, this motivation, this life change, this experience that we have in life, this choices that we make in life to be real, to be fake, to be, you know, whoever you are, it don't only just project to you, it projects to other people around you, it projects to the future generation. I grew up, luckily I was able to grow up in an era where we still had older people who told us that we was doing wrong stuff, who told us that we were, you know, going down the wrong road, crossing the wrong track, saying the wrong things, getting our ass whooped on the way home because you done did something and 2, 3 neighbors whoop your ass and then you get home. I cussed in front of my grandmother. She took me in the bathroom and made me bite down on soap. I ain't never cussed in front of her again, and to this day. And my granny done died a couple years ago. Like, no, are you crazy? Like, now, kids cuss, run around, do anything, go on timeout. I think you need to beat their ass or make them bite on some soap or, you know, something to where they know, like, oh, I don't want that to happen again. Kids now, they go in corners and they make timeout fun. Like, I seen a kid that, you know, a couple years ago said, go on timeout in the corner, 10 minutes. He went over there and started making a beat on the wall. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, and he stayed there with his head in the corner, making that beat, singing. And he came out of timeout like it was nothing. I mean, you know, that's not a consequence, you know. It gets to a point to where you tell the kid to, he kid do something and he just run to the corner. He don't even care no more. Time out. Shit, I know what to do over there. 10 minutes? Yeah, I got you. Like, no. We have to start showing people that every action, there's a reaction. Everything you do, there's a consequence. If you do something bad, you go rob somebody, you go to jail. You understand? You cheat on somebody, don't expect for the next person that you with not to cheat on you. You lie to somebody, don't expect for the next person not to lie to you. This is 2018. It's time to be real. It's time to be true. It's time to step your morals back up. It's time to stand on your own 2 feet. It's time to do what's right. Period. I'm not going to sit here and preach to y'all forever. But I am going to tell y'all that no matter what y'all do, I love y'all. But try to be a better person every day. Because your life depends on it. My life depends on it. Your children's life and our future generation depends on it. One love. Peace out.